Sorry, I was on mute. Hi, Shyam.
Yeah, hi, hi.
Hi. Are you working or
Huh?
fresher?
Yeah, I am working.
You're working. Already you have knowledge on Excel?
Yes, yes, I have.
Okay, fine. You're working for which company?
Genpact.
Genpact. Data analytics team only.
No, I handle operations.
Okay. Okay. You tell me, you have to respond now. Then I'll go with. What is the use of macros? Automation purpose. Okay. If we automate, what will happen?
They were live.
Automation. Okay. Save time. Can I say time saving? Okay.
Error detection. Error because errors.
Accuracy.
Typo errors.
100% accurate results you will get. 100% accuracy. Okay. If you do anything manually, you may forget some things, right? Or if you do some copy and paste, maybe you will paste in the wrong place. So human errors are common, but if you write a macro code, it will do 100% correct. So 100% accurate results you will get with macros. Okay, what else?
Get to know a little extra. If we are using macros, there could be certain things which we may not be able to do just normally, but macros, some extra conditions we will be able to. And when we create any sheet or anything through macros, of course, the presentation is little better than what we do it generally.
No, in Excel and in macros, the same thing you will do. Okay, you don't do any extra things, but just that instead of doing it manually, we'll suppose if it is taking some 5 hours or 6 hours of time to create a report, but you every day maybe your work is to create the report only, or every week you are creating the same report, but the same report steps you are following are same. That may be daily report or weekly report or monthly report. Why to do the same work again and again? So we'll write a macro code one time. So whenever you want, you can click on some button or some shortcut key so that within fraction of seconds, it will complete that work with 100% accurate results. So the same thing in Excel also, you can do the same thing, but just that it will take more time and you need to do everything manually. You can't do any extra things using macros. Maybe connecting, sending automatic mails, that is also manual things only, right? But you will write a macro code to send automatic emails also. Okay. Yeah. What else extra benefit? Here also just now we discussed.
And work on high volume data.
Sorry.
High volume data, it will work on. Macro.
In Excel also you can. Not only in macro. High volume data means suppose you have 1 lakh data in Excel, the same thing we do in macros also. Just now we discussed
We can send email.
time saving is done, right? Yeah, time saving. Because of time saving, it is cost saving also. Right? How it is cost saving? Suppose for a process, you have 10 employees are working on particular process. But if you automate it, we don't require 10 members. Just because everything is automated, just to click on the button, maybe 1 or 2 guys are enough to console, I mean to get the data and then to run the macros, right? So can I say cost saving because it is time saving? If you are reducing the employees, then it is a cost saving, right? Cost saving. Can I say FTE saving? Full-time employees, no need to have more employees, okay? Yeah, what else? Skill enhancement for employees. Okay. If you improve your skills, what is the benefit?
Confident, we have more.
Help to move to next role.
More opportunities. More opportunities.
Work on new projects, get in new projects.
Yeah, because of more opportunities, you will get a good hike. Yes. Good appraisals. And what else? Rewards and recognitions. If you automate thing, you will get these rewards and recognitions also. Anything else?
Can utilize if we get a new project, we can utilize those skills.
Sorry?
If we get any new project or work, we can utilize these automation skills. We can know if there is any scope to do automation in that project.
Correct. That's why more opportunities. So if you get any projects, if you know automation, you will get more opportunities also, right? To work on multiple projects. Yeah. Let us bifurcate this into two categories. One is which is benefit to employee and which is benefit to employer. If you automate it, this is benefit to whom? How it is benefit to employee?
Learning skills. And you can get opportunity for employment.
So everything, whatever things we discussed here, all are depending on this only, right? Automation is important to employer. Sorry, did I say control T? Okay. Benefit to both, okay? Because how employer is benefited because they can able to get results within faster.
Completing the project.
Correct. On time you can complete the projects and they will get 100% accurate results. And they can say confidently they have some skilled persons, right? Yeah. Time saving,
For employee.
both. I'll say only for employer, not for employee. Why you know?
Employees will
Hmm.
anyway accommodate the employee with.
Yeah, exactly. Suppose once you wrote the macro, you are able to complete your work in first half an hour only. Will they ask you to sit idle? No, they'll give some other work, right? That is benefit to employer only, not to employee. Anyways, we work on something else, right? Okay. Accurate results. Yes, we have to give 100% accurate results. We are confident as well as employer also confident with the results. Yeah, cost saving employer only, not for us. Actually, it is in a other way, it is harm to us because they may remove some FTEs. Yeah, I mean,
Job.
right? Yeah, job loss. Okay, FTE saving, employer, skill enhancement. They should have employer as well as for us also. They should have skilled persons and we should be good with the skills, right? More opportunities, good high, good appraisals, rewards and recognitions, all are benefit to employer. Okay. So for this reason, we are learning VBA. Okay. Oh, fine. Next one. Let's go with the flow. Hello. Today just we'll discuss initial part, not any macros or anything, right? Okay. So before going to any macro, yeah, one more thing, time saving, more opportunities, reverse recognition, good rating you will get, and day shift also. What is day shift? Why it came here? If you know automations, all this, you will come under IT background, and you will get obviously day shifts. No need to work on night shifts, right? Yeah, that is also one of the benefit. Okay. So before start writing any macro, you have to enable some things, then only you need to write the macro. Okay. By default, if you don't write any macros, you won't have this developer tab. Initially, you won't have this developer tab. I'll first remove it, then I'll show you how to activate that. Okay. Options, customize ribbon, and here a developer and select, say okay. You will have like,
Hello.
yeah.
Can you please share screen?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. First, you have to activate this developer tab. Okay. How to do that? You can do it in two ways. One is right click on ribbon anywhere. You will have customize the ribbon option. Select that. And here, click on developer. Say okay. This will add developer tab. Okay. Second one is go to file. This is lengthy way, but the same thing. Options, customize ribbon, and select developer, say okay. Okay. I'll write the path. We have to do this 4 things. Okay, one more is save. Okay, when you are writing any macro, first of all, you need to save your file in macro enabled workbook. Go to file, save as, let me save in, what is your batch number? Did they add you in any of batches?
Just a demo session.
Your number is not added anywhere. Okay, I'll create some B00671 undefined VBA. Some folder I created. Here I'm writing B00671 batch, some batch number, we'll add it later. Okay. Here in the save as type, select macro enabled workbook. If you don't select this, whatever macro you are writing, you can't save it. Okay. This is mandatory. Either you need to save it in macro enabled workbook or binary workbook. Even in binary workbook also, you can save macros. Okay. Macro enabled workbook. Save file type as .xlsm or .xlsp. Binary workbook, or here I'll say macro enabled workbook. Okay. Next, enable developer tab. You can enable developer tab in 2 ways. One is what? Right click on ribbon. Okay. Customize ribbon. select developer from right side list, say okay. Okay, one more thing is what? File tab. This is one option. And second option is file tab, options, customize ribbon, select developer, select developer checkbox, okay? Checkbox, save. File, options, customize ribbon. From the right side list, you have to select developer checkbox and say okay. Okay. Next, enable macros. If your macros are disabled, even though you write a macros, you can't run that macro. Okay. You have to enable the macro first. How to enable it? Again, go to file, options, trust center settings, macro settings, and here by default it will be disabled. You need to choose last option, that is enable VBA macros option.
After trust center, it is macro settings.
Macro settings, select in macro settings, enable VBA macros option. Okay, I'll write the path. First one is file tab, options, trust center, then trust center settings, and then macro settings, enable VBA macros from a right side 4 radio buttons. Do you want to see one more time? File tab, options, trust center settings, macro settings, select enable VBA macros option from the right side radio button, from right side 4 radio buttons. Yeah, it is recorded.
Did you share?
Yes, you will get it. You can enable this macro in other way also. Go to developer, click on macro security. This will go to directly macro settings. From there you can enable macros. Okay, these are two different ways, and here also you have other option. What is that? Developer tab, macro security, and enable VBA macros from right side 4 radio buttons. Okay. So now the macros are enabled. This is Excel, right? How to open VBA editor. What is VBA editor? VBA stands for Visual Basic for Application. The name itself is saying it is very basic application. Okay. So you have some idea about C language, C++, how it looks at least. Even in that you won't have 5% of programming also here. It's just like a very easy English language. Just you should be clear with what is method and property. I'll explain you with the real-time examples today. If you get some idea what is method and property, you can work with any kind of application. You can work with any kind of application. Okay. I'll show you how to record the macro also. If you don't know how to write the code, you can record the macro so that it will create the code automatically. You can use.
Record.
Yeah, sorry.
Recording wise, we are able to record, I mean, I
Ah.
know how to record a macro, but when there is an error and it takes
Yeah.
us there, we're not.
So now once you learn it, you will have complete idea like what to take from that recorded. Just we should not take everything. Maybe some one line of code which is important for us, we'll take that and we will keep it in our codes. Sometimes if you don't know what object we need to use for that particular requirement, there we can record it and take that and put it into your code. Okay, that complete idea you will get once you learn this. Okay, coming to a VBA editor, how to open this? Alt F11 is the shortcut key to open VBA editor. Alt F11. Alt plus F11. And one more is you can go to developer and then click on Visual Basic from the left side. Developer tab. Visual Basic. Okay. Next one. So once you open VBA editor, what is the shortcut key? Alt F11. You can see a new UI, right? A new UI. So first you should understand what is this. Okay. Let me copy that options first. You will see 4 different types of windows. Shortcut keys are not. Okay, types of window. First one is Project Explorer window. What is Project Explorer window? Project Explorer window. What is Project Explorer window and where we can see? In Excel, we will call as file. What is file? One workbook, right? The same workbook, we will call it as a project in VBA. Okay. File is nothing but a project in VBA. Where you can see here. In the left side, you will see that workbook name. Right? Our workbook name is B00-. I did not give that batch number, right? So VBA project, it is showing like VBA project and your workbook name. Okay. This it will show you in the left side as well as whatever sheets are available in Excel, the same list of sheets you can see here. Okay. Sheets. This is project, Project Explorer window. Okay. Next, properties window. For each object, whatever sheets you have here, let me create one more sheet. One more sheet. We have 3 sheets. I created more 2 sheets. Now you can see all 3 sheets. So you want to change the name or you want to change the width. You will have some properties for each object. This is called an object, the sheet. There in Excel, we are calling as sheet. In VBA, we will call it as object, sheet object. Okay. So double click on it. Okay. Or go to view and click on properties window. It will show you that list of properties for that particular object. So if you click on sheet 1, it will show you sheet 1 properties. Click on sheet 2. Now you will see sheet 2 properties. Okay, what are that properties? Name of the sheet, okay, are let's say visible, standard width, what is the column width, okay, outlining, enable, pivot tables, all they are belongs to enable pivot table means you know, right? Pivot table should work or not. Some list of properties, enable auto filter option, some options you have related to that particular sheet. That properties you can change from here, okay. So here important property is visible property. In visible property, you will have three options. One is Excel sheet visible. Default is visible. You can see any sheet. Okay. I am in which sheet now? Sheet 3. Yeah, sheet 3. Now I'll say Excel sheet hidden. I'm changing to hidden. Now go here. That is hide it. Now you can do right click and unhide that sheet from Excel also. Okay. If you hide it, that property will change there automatically, vice versa. But coming to one more option, very hidden. Okay. Now go here, do right click. It will not allow you to do unhide. You can't unhide any sheet. Okay. If it is in very hidden mode, it is logged. Why we do this? Sometimes, you know, you will have some critical information or you may have some raw data. Just you are showing the report outside, but you don't want to allow others to see or do modify any raw data. Or maybe you are doing some calculations or you are creating some pivot tables which you don't want to share with anyone. But still they are required for us. You don't want to, they should not even unhide them or delete them. They should not do anything. Then you will keep it in very hidden mode and they don't know whether they are available also. You will modify in the VBA and after that maybe you will protect the macro code also so that they cannot modify that property also. If they know password of the code, then only they can open the code, then they can modify it. Okay, these are called properties. Not only sheet properties, once you create a user form, you will have user form properties. You will create module properties. I'll tell you what is that user form sheet all. Okay, is it clear? Okay, that is called sheet. I'll remove that. Let me go to visible. And I don't want this. I'm deleting the sheet. Delete and delete. Okay. That is about properties. Next one is code window. Code window is nothing but the place where we are going to write our macro code. So we are going to write code in three places. One is sheet code window. Second one is module code window. Third one is user form code window. Okay. Sheet code window, module code window, and user form code window. Now, suppose I am writing, I want to write A1 equal to Excel. What is A1? A1 is a cell, right? A1 equal to Excel. Some code I am writing. So where you will get that output? Sorry?
Next.
In Excel. Now I am in sheet 1. I am writing code like A1 equal to Excel. So where I will get, in which sheet I will get this output?
Sheet 1, A1 cell.
Sheet 1, A1 cell. Suppose my active sheet is sheet 4. Now I am writing same code, but my active sheets are different. Okay, now I am in sheet 4. Again, I am executing the same code, A1 equal to Excel. Now where I will get my output?
Sheet 4.
Sheet 4. Because you did not mention in which sheet you want to get that output. So default, whatever is the active sheet, you know normal Excel, right? You are writing sum of A1 to A10. From which sheet it will take active sheet because you did not mention from which sheet you want to take that input. Even when you are giving the value to a cell, A1 equal to Excel, you did not mention that is, I mean, in which sheet you want to give that value input. So default, because it did not mention the sheet, it will take the active sheet. That is what will happen in Excel. But if you write code in sheet code window means double click on the sheet. This is sheet code window. You can see, can you able to see here? Sheet 1 code in the top. Sorry, big, okay. Okay, yeah. This I want. Code I can increase. Zoom. Zoom in here from Excel or no, this will not increase that, this zoom. This will increase only cells.
You can scroll this thing.
This is also not working for this. Oh. Magnifier or something. Better? Or I should not close, I guess. Fine. See. Okay, here. In the top, you can see sheet code window. Okay. If you double click on any sheet, it will show you sheet code window. Now I double clicked on sheet 1. Okay. And I'll write my code here. This is sheet 1 code. Suppose if you double click on sheet 4, now it will show you sheet 4 code. Okay. So what is the sheet code window? So suppose if you write code in sheet 1 code, the same code I'm writing, A1 equal to Excel. Even though your active sheet is different, but always you will get output in sheet 1 only. Okay. In sheet code window, wherever you are writing your code, the code will execute only in that particular sheet. You may be in any sheet, you will not get output in other sheets. Always you will get output in that particular sheet only. That is sheet code window. Okay. Coming to module code window means just now whatever we discussed, based on the active sheet, it will work. If you want to work with a different sheet, you need to give the sheet name and then cell reference. Okay. That is what we do every time. We work on module code window. Okay. We don't write much code in sheet code window. Mostly 90% of the cases we write code in module code window only. But even though your active sheet is different, still always you want to get your output only in that particular sheet. Then you have to write your code in sheet code window. Clear the difference between both? Okay. I'll show. You need to click on insert, click on module. It will create a module. Okay, and it will show you here module.
See, if I'm preparing some macro,
Mm.
In this sheet, suppose there are certain formulas in one sheet. And for the same repeated steps, if I'm writing the VBA this thing, so I should use module and not the sheet code is what you're saying. I mean, while writing, should I write? Because it will be the same sheet only. The output also will be in the same sheet, the data also. Suppose I copy paste some data here from A to Z column and A1 column, I want, some column, I need the results. So I should write it in sheet 1 or I should write it in module 1.
you can write in module also. If you write in sheet, always it will give you output only in that sheet. Okay. But if you write in module code window based on the active sheet, it will work. But still, you want to get output in sheet 1 only, in module code window also. Then you have to give the sheet name and then cell reference. That if you are writing in module code window, still if you want to get in sheet 1, you can get it, but you have to mention the sheet reference. Okay, I'll show you that. I'll explain you how to give that object reference, all that. Okay. So to identify that, you can see here module code window. If you double click on it, there then also you can see the codes here. Okay. And if you want to change the properties of it, click on VBA project. Sorry, not VBA project properties. View properties window. It will show you. It's to be magnified or working. Where did I keep? Mhm. Okay, coming to module code window, if you click on module, then it will show you module properties. Just like a sheet, you can see the module properties also. If you want to change the name of the module, suppose I'm writing A_intro. See, the name is changed here. From here, you can change the properties. Okay, that is module code window. Third window is user form code window. What is user form? I don't have it. Let me download something. See something like this, you will enter some data, right? Just like a form, right? Maybe some registration form, or you want to update something. Instead of entering data, if suppose if I take a student registration form, what is the student name, mobile number, mail ID, and for which courses they joined, what is the fees, date of joining, time of joining, everything. You will enter data here, and when you are clicking on the button, the data will store in the database. Just like a form, okay? That is user form. So in user form, we will write code inside the controls. Something should happen. You will have button like close button. If you click on close button, it should close the user form. Okay. Or I'm writing insert button. What is insert button? It should take data from all the controls like text boxes, drop downs, radio buttons. It should take the values and the data should store in the database or Excel file. So it should perform a different action, right? Close action is different and insert option is different. I have an update button. The code should be different. So inside the control, you can write the code. If you click on, suppose here, button, double click on it, you can write code inside the control. That code is called user form code. Okay. You will write code inside the controls, not only buttons, maybe text boxes when you are changing. Suppose you have a mobile text box, okay? But by mistake, you are trying to enter some name. It will trigger the code in the backend and it will show you are entering a wrong mobile number, something like that. Okay? So for every control, you can assign the code. Clear? So we will write code in 3 different places. One is sheet code window, module code window, and user form code window. User form code window we will learn at the end. For now, we are going to, all the classes will be on module code window only. Even in sheet code window, I will show you example. What is the difference between sheet code window and module code window? Okay. Next one. Object browser. Again, go here. Click on view and object browser. Okay. It will show you learning. VBA is nothing but learning about objects, methods and properties. Okay. Object is nothing but anything in Excel is an object. If you take a workbook is an object, sheet is one object, cell is one object. Okay. And pivot table one object, chart is one object, any shape is one object, button is one object. Anything in Excel is an object. What we do with the objects? Maybe we will perform some action or we will modify something. Let me take an example like what is action, what is method and what is property. If you are good with the method and properties, you can easily understand this code. Okay. Let me see the next flow. Methods and properties. Yeah, object. On objects, you will perform some methods. You will apply some properties, methods and properties you will have. Okay. Methods are nothing but actions. Properties are nothing but characteristics. Okay. For method, the syntax is, method syntax is object name dot method. Okay. One more method is sometimes you need to use method with argument name. Object name dot method space argument 1 colon equal to value 1 comma argument 2 colon equal to value 2 and so on. This is for method. And for property, object name dot property equal to value. Okay. These are two things. Object name dot Okay, examples I'll tell you. Let me take a real-time example. Anything in Excel is an object, right? Let's leave about Excel. Let's take a real-time data. I'll take a fan. Okay. How many fans we have? Only one, right? Okay, only one fan. Fan is my object. How many wings we have to the fan? 3 wings. Suppose second wing color, I want to change to blue. Already to that wing you have a color, right? But what you are trying to do? You are trying to modify the color, right? If you are modifying it, it is a property. What are the properties for a person? Name, height, color, yeah, width, weight. All these are the properties. Same like that for every object, you will have some properties. And we perform some with the object, like what actions person will perform. Maybe walk, dance, eat, run, right? All these are the methods, actions which that object is performing. Okay. So now let's take a real-time example. Fan is my object. So for fan, how many wings we have? 3 wings. But second wing color, I want to change to blue. Okay. Is it a method or property? Property. Color is nothing but a property. Because already you have color, you are trying to modify it. If already available, if you are trying to modify something, then it will come under property. Remember this, okay? So what is the object here? Fan. If it is a property, how to use it? Object name dot property equal to value, correct? Now tell me for this fan. Fan is my object name dot what color?
Second wing color.
Second wing color. Can I say wing 2? Okay. Dot what is the which property you want to modify? Color property. So color equal to blue. So why I gave 2? Because every time you don't give direct one object name. Main object name, sub-object name, sub-object name, like that. Okay. So how many? Okay. I don't want to confuse you now. This is clear, right? Okay. Now you have 3 rooms. Okay. Now we are in room 1. That one is room 2 and opposite one is room 3. Now room 2, in room 2 we have 2 fans. Okay. In room 2, second fan, second wing color I want to change to blue. Then second wing color I want to change to blue. Can I say simply, here we can say simply wing 2 dot color equal to blue. Wing 2 also object only. Do you have multiple fans here?
Yes.
Or only one fan? In this room? Single fan. So obviously if I say wing 2, it will take from that fan only, right? So you can write wing 2 dot color equal to blue. Okay, assume like in this room only, you have 2 fans. Okay, then you need to mention for which fan and then wing name. Okay, when you have multiple objects, we need to work with the collections. Collection, okay? I'll tell you that collection also now only. If it is a collection of objects, you have to write wings of wing 2 dot color equal to blue. For wing, collection is wings. For fan, collection is fans. For room, collection is rooms. Just that it will add one extra S. If it is a collection, usually we'll have some extra S. Okay. Now I have only one fan. Just I am writing wing to color, I want to change to blue. How many wings we have? 3 wings. So you have to write with the collection because you have 3 wings. If you have only 1 wing, simply you can write wing 2 dot color equal to blue. But because you have 3 wings, with the collection you have to write wings of, from that wings list, take wing 2. Wings of wing 2 dot color equal to blue. Okay. Now I have 2 fans in the same room. Second fan, second wing color I want to change to blue. Then what you have to do? Simply can I write wings of wing 2 dot color equal to blue?
Two.
Two, you have 2 different fans, right? You are not defining, specifying. If you don't specify in Excel, what will happen? It will take the active one. Active sheet or active workbook, active cell, whatever, right? So in this case, because you have 2 fans, you have to mention the fan reference first. What is the, how many fans you have? 2 fans, because you have more than 1 fan, you have to mention fans collection. Yeah, now tell me. Fans of fan 2, okay, dot wings of wing 2 dot color equal to blue. Okay. Now we have 3 rooms. Okay. Second room, second fan, second wing color I want to change to blue. Then rooms of rooms of room 2. Okay. Dot fans of fan 2 dot wings of wing 2 dot the complete one, right? Okay. Now you are outside at lift place. You are writing rooms of room 2 dot fans of fan 2 this code. So in which room it will apply this? You are not in any flat first of all, right? Then how can we say this will apply to flat 406 only? You are not mentioning, right? If you are in flat 406, then if you write the code, it will go to, in that flat, it will go to room 2 and fan 2 and then wing 2. If you are outside, then you have to mention
Room number.
not room number, flat number. Okay, because you have more flats. Let me copy this entire code. Okay, say flats of flat 406 dot this entire thing, rooms of, in flat 406 it will go to room 2, then fan 2, then wing 2 dot color equal to blue, right? Okay, now you are at cellar. Then you have to mention floor. Okay, you are outside, you are on the road, then you want to apply color only here, then you need to mention building name. Buildings of KVR enclave dot floors of fourth floor, just like our address. Okay, 4th floor, then flat number, then room number, then fan number, then wing number, right? Now you are at Kukatpalli. You have same KVR enclave building in Kukatpalli as well as Amirpet. Then
Area.
you have to specify the area. Okay, the same Amirpet we have in Vizag also, assume that. Then you need to mention the city name. Are you getting it? You need to give very clear idea, like when you are specifying the object name. You need to start from main object, then sub-object, like. All these are object names. Okay. Let's take a different example. I want to apply red color to wall 1. Now tell me code. How many walls we have?
Four.
4 walls. Walls of
Wall
wall 1.
one.
Wall 1 dot color. Equal to some red. Okay. Fine. Okay. I want to change the sheet name. Okay. A person name I want to change. Person 1 name is some XYZ, but I want to change to some PQR. Then your person 1, your person 2. Okay. Person 2 name I want to change to PQR. Persons of person 2 dot name equal to a different name. Correct? New name. Why it is property again? Because already that for that particular object we have a name. You are trying to modify it. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. We'll take a different example. I want to start the bike. Start the bike. Okay. So what is the object name now? Object name is bike. Start. Start means are you modifying something or you are performing some action? Action. You are not modifying anything, right? So simply say bike dot start. If you have multiple bikes, then bikes of bike name dot start. Okay. Just simply I'm writing bike dot start. Okay. Can you give that pen, please? I want to throw this pen. Throw. What is it? Action. What is the code? What is your object name? Pen. Pen dot throw. Is it a method or property? Action. So it's a method. Are you getting it here? I told you for methods, just you will have the object name dot method. I'll tell you this example later. Okay. When we need to use this, I'll tell you later. For now, just we are using a simple methods. Pen dot throw. Okay. Now the requirement is I want to throw a pen. When I'm throwing it, in which direction it will move? Any direction?
We can give that.
Default direction is what? When you are throwing a pen in
Opposite direction.
forward direction. Forward direction it will move. But my requirement is I want to throw a pen, but backward direction. Then what you have to do? You need to, this is throwing is method only, but you have some extra specifications to that method. That is a direction is maybe reverse or backward something. Then you have to use that the second one. Object name dot method, argument name colon equal to value 1. If it is a method argument, then you will have with the colon. Okay, colon equal to we need to write. So can you tell me code now? Pen dot throw. Now argument name is a direction colon equal to maybe backward. Okay.
This colon dot and the hyphens or whatever you're giving, is this how we write in the
Yes.
VBA?
Yes.
Okay.
Just I am taking this real-time example. Same code you will write in the VBA also. Just that whether we need to use method or property.
And do we have to remember where to give space? Where to...
Not required, because everywhere once you start working with that, within a week you will get to know idea. By default it will take spaces, all that. It's not case sensitive. Even you don't give how to identify the error, all that you will come to. Okay. Okay, fine. Next one. Okay. I want to change what is the pen color? No, ink. Okay, blue color ink. Okay. So I want to change this ink color to red. Can you tell me? Ink color. What is the code?
Pen dot right
Pen.
equal to
Pen dot
ink.
Pen dot ink color.
ink dot color equal to red, right? Do I need to mention pen here? Suppose if you have only one pen, not required. But if you have multiple pens, then you need to mention the pen reference. Then ink dot directly color. Previously we used to have in the same pen 4 different refills, right? Only
Yes.
one pen, green color, red color, blue and black, correct? Only one pen. Suppose I want to change second refill ink color to some blue. Then what is the code?
Pen dot second ink.
A second refill or second refills of refill 2 dot ink dot color equal to some blue. Okay. When directly you can use the object, but when you have the same kind of object set multiple, then you need to mention on which object you want to work. If you have only one, no need to write anything. You have only one sheet. You don't have multiple sheets in your workbook. Whatever code you are writing, that will execute only in that sheet. You have multiple sheets. Assume like you have 3 sheets. You are in third sheet, but you want to get your output in first sheet. Then you need to give sheet name and then cell. Okay. Simply you tell me A1 equal to 10. Where I'll get this output?
Which one?
Can I say active sheet A1 cell? That may be any active sheet. If you are here, it will give you in this sheet. If you are here, it will give you here, right? But if you have a collection, even though I'm in sheet 5, but still I want to get my output in sheet 1. Then what you have to write? Sheets of sheet 1 dot A1 equal to 10. Correct? Now it will give output in sheet 1 only. Okay. Suppose now you opened 3 workbooks or 2 workbooks. Then
Workbooks of workbook name.
correct. You need to mention the workbook name when you are opening multiple workbooks. You are not sure in which workbook you will get the output. Okay. Then you have to write workbooks of workbook name dot sheets of sheet name dot
A1.
cell reference equal to some 10. So this is what we will write last one. For not getting errors or for not getting output in.
Means, in the sheet itself, we will have.
No, you wrote some VBA code. But before running it, you opened a different workbooks also. See, I opened a different workbook. I should not get output in this workbook. I want to get output only in this workbook. Then what you have to write? First, you need to give in which workbook you want.
Workbook is different Excel yours.
Yes, yes, yes. Nothing but different files.
Different file.
Okay, clear? Okay, next example. You should be clear, right? Okay, that's why I'm jumping from property to method, method to property like that. Okay, I want to start bike, right? But when you are starting the bike, it will move to front forward direction. But I want to move back. Default is what? Bike dot start. So by default, it will move to forward direction. If you don't give any argument name, then default it will go to forward direction only. But if you want to change it, direction you want to change to, means you want to move back, maybe reverse gear you want to use. Then you have to give that argument name. Okay. Then what is the code? Bike dot start direction equal to colon equal to, not just equal to, because it's a Method argument you have to give colon equal to backward. Okay. I want to start the car.
R dot start.
Car dot start. Okay.
Correct.
Again, I want to move to backward.
Correct.
Car dot start. Direction are, let me say, gear colon equal to some 6. Yeah. Like this for every object, you will have some argument. Maybe sometimes we need to give the argument names also. Don't get confusion why we are giving argument name in some cases, why we are not giving. If you have more specifications, then you have to give argument names also. Fine? Okay. I want to apply paint first time. There is no, already you don't have any color to the walls. Just I want to apply paint to the wall. Then can I say wall dot paint? You have multiple walls. Then walls of wall name dot paint. Paint is an action. Okay. If you want to change the color, already you applied paint, but if you want to change it, then you have to go for property. Okay. You want to change the sheet name, first sheet name to intro. Is it a method or property? Property, because already you have sheet name sheet 1. You are trying to change to a different sheet name. Okay. You want to create a new sheet. Action. Because there is no sheet, you are creating it. Delete sheet. Action. Okay. Changing the font color. Property, because already you have some font color. Changing the background color. Property. Change the font size. Property. Okay. Insert new rows or columns. Actions. Create workbook.
Create a new workbook, then action.
Action. Correct? Yeah, sure, please. Shyam, any questions as of now? Are you okay?
Yeah, man, no problem.
Okay. How to start a macro? First of all, what is a macro? Macro is nothing but what is the difference between VBA and macro? VBA is like a platform where we will write the macro code. Macro is nothing but the actual code to perform some action. We will write some step-by-step actions to perform something. Okay. That actual code is macro. That code we will write in VBA. To execute any programming language, we need a platform, right? If you take a C language, some Turbo C2, okay, Java language, yeah, some platform we require, right? That platform is called a VBA here in the macro. That actual piece of code, whatever we are writing, that is macro. Okay. So how to? For any programming language, we need to start with some starting point and that execution should end at some end point. So that starting point is called procedure here in the VBA. Okay, procedures. So you will have two different types of procedures. One is sub procedure. Second one is function procedure. So coming to sub procedure will start with sub, your function name, nothing but a macro name. Open and close the bracket.
Telling how we start.
Huh. Okay, I did not start the macro yet, just how we will start. You need to start macro. You can start macro in two different procedures. That starting the macro and ending the macro. Okay. One is sub procedure and one is function procedure. Sub procedure will start with sub and the macro name. And inside it, you will write your code, whatever actions you want to perform. And at the end, you have to write end sub. This is the starting point and this is the ending point. Till end sub, it will execute the code. Okay. If it is a function procedure will start with function name. And sometimes, to this function, you will have arguments. Okay. And you will write the code inside of it and end function. So what is the difference between sub procedure and function procedure? Sub procedure is like a, you want to perform something, like you want to perform some task. Let's take a small example, like I want to create a table. Okay. To create the table, I need to give some header names, apply some borders, give some background color to headers, change the font color. So some set of actions, I'll write the code. Coming to function procedure, sometimes the same thing we will do multiple times. Okay. Example, I'm not creating one table. Maybe I need to create a 10 times. I need to apply some formatting or I need to apply some tables. Okay. So what I'll do, I can't write 10 times the same code, right? So I'll write a function procedure. Whenever I need that code, I'll call it function procedure. As well as that is one thing. Function. So, you can call like that. It will give you, if you provide some input, it will provide you some output, this function procedure. Okay. Simply, how should I say? Okay. Not for simple sum function. Maybe I need to get interest calculation. Okay. I will create a function. So to calculate interest, you need to provide some input to the function. What is that input? What is the principal amount, interest percentage? Sorry? Yeah, maybe number of months. Months are start date or end date, right? If you provide that input, it will do some calculations and it should return some output back to the call function. Okay. If it is sending some result, that is function procedure. In sub procedure, we don't send any results. You will perform some set of actions. Okay, not only formatting, anything. You want to open the workbook or and copy the data, paste here, or you want to send an email. It will not send any result back. But in the function procedure, just like our Excel functions, equal to VLOOKUP and you will provide some input. Once you say enter, it will give you some output. Same like that. Function procedures will send some result back to call function. Okay. So that is function procedure. As of now, we are not going to learn any function procedures. I'll tell you that in the functions class, like you will get maybe after 75% of our VBA classes, you will come to know about what is function procedure. So as of now, we are going to learn all sub procedures only. Okay. So now let's create our first macro. Let's go to VBA code. So here, object browser, I told you, right? I did not complete all the browsers. Did I? No, only sheet code window, right? Object browser is done. Object browser is this one. You know what? Learning about VBA is nothing but what I said, it is methods and properties, right? For sheet, you will have some list of methods and properties. For cell, you will have some list of methods and properties. For pivot table, for chart. So all that list you can see in the object browser. How to identify it? If it is in this eraser symbol, then that is a method. You will see some hand symbol, then that is a property. I'll take a easiest example, sheet. Okay.
Come to the second, you open the VBA first and then this will automatically be there.
No,
Already?
no, you need to click on view and object browser. Suppose I'm taking sheets. With the sheets, what you will do? You will create a new sheet. Delete the sheet. Okay. Creating sheet and deleting sheets are what? Actions. You will change the sheet name. Property. We'll change the sheet tab color. Tab color. Property. Hiding or unhiding? Properties. So you can see that list here. Add. For sheets, if you select sheets, for sheets you will have add. Add is a method. Delete is a method. Okay. Move sheet from one position to another position. If you take select is a method. Okay. You are not able to see. Okay. Okay, see here. For sheets, you will have add. Add is a method. Copy is a method. Delete is a method. If it is a method, it will show you this eraser symbol, green color eraser symbol. That is methods you can identify. Which is method and which is property. Visible. Visible is the property, just hiding and unhiding the sheet. Okay. Name. Name is not there. Okay, you need to give the sheet, particular sheet. Yeah, name. Name. Name is a property. That properties you can see here also when you are selecting it, whether it is a method or property. Okay. And look wise, it is with the green color and it is with the hand symbol. But once you start working with the VBA code, easily you can identify which is method and which is property. Right? Clear? Can I? Okay. One more window is, okay, I'm closing it. One more window, last window is immediate window. Immediate window. So if you click on view immediate window, it will show you down here. So when we will use this immediate window, you know, sometimes without going to Excel, from here itself, you want to see some results. Like you want to know how many sheets are there in the workbook. Then we will start with the question mark. Okay. Question mark sheets dot count. I'm writing the code. Okay. Say enter. It will give you result there itself. Some small results. Without going to Excel, from here itself, you want to know what is the first sheet name. You need to start with the question mark, sheets of one dot name. Once you press enter, it will give you what is the first sheet name. Clear? Okay. That is immediate window. I missed it. That's why I came back to here. Okay, now let's write our first macro code. Let me increase the font size, options, editor format. Here you can increase the font. It's not right.
This right.
Yes.
Type it.
You can show you labels. Small fonts only, right? This is 12 font. I'm increasing to 24. Tools, options, by default, it's coming back to 12. Okay. Display settings. This is option editor format. Every time we don't see anything. font height. So see only.
Yeah.
Because of this, what changed? I'll check. I'll check later. I'll write very small code, sub and some acronym. Maybe first underscore macro is the macro. Okay. And once the moment you press enter, automatically it will open and close the bracket. And it will create end sub also. Okay. Just I'm saying message box of hello. Okay. Simple, very simple macro. Now, when you are giving the macro name, you need to follow some conditions. Macro name rules. It should not start with number. It will not allow any special characters except underscore. If you want to separate anything, you just can use underscore, but you can't use anything like suppose first macro I'm writing. You can't write first space macro. Maybe you can write first macro in the single word or first underscore macro you can write. And you can't write any macro starting with number. 1A, you can't write. A1 you can. First character, then numbers you can write. Okay. It will not allow keywords. Keywords means there if is a keyword. If we use to give some condition. Okay, by default, if you write if, it will change the color of that word. For if, okay, you can see some you can see in blue color, they are keywords. For that, we have a meaning in VBA code. That words we cannot use like a macronym. Okay. Next one. Same macro name should not give to more than one macro. If you write a same macro name, first macro and first macro. If you are trying to execute that first macro, there you will get an ambiguity error. It will not allow you to write a same macro in the same project. Okay. And maximum macro name should be 255 characters. More than 255 characters, it will not help. 256. Reserved word. This is called keyword is nothing but reserved word. It should not start with number. It will not allow any special characters except underscore. My maximum length of the macro name should be 255 character. Same macro name should not give to more than one macro, and reserved word should not give as a macro name. Reserved word is nothing but a keyword that there is a specific meaning for that in the VBA code that we can't use like a macro. Okay. These are the macro name rules. Now, already we wrote a macro, right? How to execute that macro? Macro execution. First one. Go to that macro and press F5. F5 is the shortcut key and you are getting that message box hello. Okay. Second one. Go to that code, keep your cursor anywhere in the macro and click on run button. Here, this right arrow is a run button. Click on that run button. Both are same. F5 is the shortcut key or click on run button. This first one. Select the macro. And click on run button. Okay. Two. Same. Select the macro and press F5. F5 is the shortcut. Third one. Assign macro to other controls like, let me insert a button. Go to insert shape, any shape. I'm inserting the shape. Okay. Right click, edit text, and maybe I'll write run, something like that. Some meaningful text, anything you give to the button. Right click on the macro. Right click on the button. Select assign macro option. Okay. Here you will see all the list of macros. Select the macro, say okay. Now, if you click on this button, it will run the macro. Okay. So this, what is this? I'll just keep this here. Select the object. Select the button. Select button. Or simply right click on the button. Assign macro. Next. Select the macro from the list. From the list of macros. Say okay. Okay. This is third option. Fourth option. Assign your own shortcut key. Okay. For that, you need to go to developer, macros. It will show you that list of macros. Select options button. Here, it will show you control, default control key. Suppose I'm using A I'm giving. Control A is what? Select all, right? Once you give the shortcut key, it will lose the actual property of the shortcut. Now, from now onwards, if you say control A, it will not work
Select
like
all.
a select all won't work. But only in this file, not in other files, okay? I'm just simply saying okay. So close it. Now I'm saying control A. Control A. Run the map. Okay. Do you want to remove that? Then go to same macros. Go to options. Remove that. Say okay. Now again, if you say Control A, it will select all. How to do that? Developer tab, then macros, then options, and assign your own shortcut. Say okay. Fifth one. Fifth one is you can create a assign macro to new tab or new group. What is this new tab or new group? Okay. Now you have up to TeraBox, right? Okay, TeraBox tabs,
Box. Okay.
right? Now go to File, Options, Customize ribbon. And here you can see a new tab option. Okay. Or first of all, I am in developer tab now, right? Developer tab. So I select developer tab, then I'm clicking on new group. Okay. I want to change the name, click on rename it. And I'm giving my macro. Okay. You want to give some image to that, you can give, let me give some image. Say okay. Okay. Now here, it's not activated. Where did I do it? Where did it? Oh, inside the XML. Say okay. Okay. Okay, let me try again. So customize ribbon. Let me select suppose view tab. Okay, in the view tab, I'm creating a new group. Inside the macros, rename it my group. Yeah, I think I did not add macros to that. Add something, say okay. Macros, select the macro. Okay, sorry. It's my mistake. Let me delete. Delete, not there. Okay, select the macro, click on add to this my group. Okay, save okay. In the view I created, now I got this first macro. Already we have view tab, right? In the view tab, I created a my group. Under that, I created this one icon kind. If you click on it, this macro will run. Or you don't want to use any existing one, you can create your own tab. Okay, let's go to File, Options, and go to Customize ribbon. From this list, select macros, select your macro, and first of all, create a new tab here. So I'm creating a new tab. Okay, I need this after TeraBox. Here I created a new tab. And default it will create one group. You want to rename it. Let me say my group. And you want to give some icon to this, maybe smiley symbol I'm giving. Add, select this, add. It's creating it. You want to rename it, you can click on rename. Maybe I'm using this symbol, say okay. Okay. Now it will create one more tab, new tab, and there you will have my group, and you can click on that. So maybe all your macros, you can keep it here from here itself. Maybe like a templates, okay? You can create your own tab, there you can assign your macros and run from here itself. Okay? Assign macro to new group or new tab / new tab. How to do that? File tab, options, customize ribbon. Okay, and then select macros from first drop down left side. Okay, and then select the macro. Create new tab or / new group from right side, and then select the macro, add, and then okay. Okay, can I show you one more time? Go to file, options, customize ribbon. From here, you need to choose from the left side macros option, so that it will show you all the list of macros. If you want to add this macro to existing tab, just to select the tab. Suppose I want to add it in the home tab. Select that macro and click on add, it will add to home tab. You don't want to add, then what you have to do, you need to click on new tab, so that it will create one tab after active tab. I selected home tab, right? That's why it is creating here. If you want to move, just drag and drop. And you can change the name of it. You can change the tab name, group name. And then as I select that macro, click on add. So that it will add that macro to that tab and group. Say okay. Okay. I'm deleting this. This I don't require. Why there? Yeah, from here you can remove. Okay. So, okay. Is it clear? Or any questions so far? Okay, I'll stop it here just to go through like what is property, what is method. This is the theory. I'll start our actual macros from tomorrow. I'll start from how to refer a cell, what things you can do on the cells, like how to change the font name, font size, font colors, okay, wrap text option, merging options, a borders option, how to change the background color, okay, hiding and unhiding the rows, columns, creating cells, inserting cells, rows, columns, okay. So all cell related methods and properties. After that, I'll go to sheet reference, how to refer a sheet. You can refer sheet in different ways. You can use active sheet option. You can use sheet number position or sheet name you can use. So how to refer that and how to create a new sheet, how to delete that, how to hide or unhide, how to change the tab color, how to move sheet from one position to another position. All that sheet related methods and properties. Then I'll go to workbook related options. How to create a new workbook, how to close the workbook, how to open existing workbook, how to copy data from other workbook to this workbook, that kind of options. So tomorrow we will learn that cell, sheet and workbook related methods and properties. Okay. Today I stopped at 11 o'clock, but tomorrow you will have class from 9 to 12. Till 12 o'clock.
Actually, this macro VBA classes are only Saturdays, Sundays.
Yes.
Every-
Only week.
How many, 4 weeks we will fill?
Yeah, 4 weekends completely. Maybe it will be more than that only, not less. At least 4 weekends.
Every Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 12.
9 to 12.
So tomorrow, if I'm taking admission, it will start from like,
Correct.
it will continue. is what
Yes,
you're
yes.
saying. And from there, it will take 4 weeks or.
Correct.
extra time.
Correct.
In case we miss any session,
You can go through that video,
recording.
recorded video. So after the class, we will send that recorded video in the WhatsApp group. So you can go through.
Are there any practices given?
Yes, once we start with that, I'll give you tasks also on all the. If suppose if I discussed about for loop, I'll give some tasks on for loop. If conditions, some tasks like that, combinations. In middle, you are going to learn some projects also. I did not show you any projects, right? So let me take a small project.
And would there be any exams also? Is this a certification course or is it just a?
The certification, you can go through that, but it is an online test. You are going to write to Microsoft. We are not, we don't conduct any exams from our side. If you want certificate from Microsoft, you need to attend online test.
And I have to pay separately. to
Separate,
Microsoft?
yes. This is the authorized testing center. So through our institute, you can pay money and you can write from here. Okay, you
Ma'am,
have, yeah, Shyam.
yeah, Ashok here. I joined late actually.
Okay, okay,
Sorry, I watched the recording.
okay.
Ma'am, like what are the other topics that will be covered? Like how far it will be going? Like the loops, functions, all the advanced topics will be covered, ma'am.
You have so many things.
Yeah, yeah.
Cell reference, I told you, I'll tell you what are the things you can do with the cells, right? Cell
Okay, ma'am.
related methods and properties like creating rows, columns, okay, cells, clear options, font related. See, whatever you do from the home tab. Yeah, here. See all cut, copy, paste, bold, italic, underline, font related options, alignment options, indent left,
Yes.
wrapping, changing the number formattings, all are belongs to cell, right? So I'll
Right.
explain all that in tomorrow session. Then
Okay.
I'll go to sheet reference. These are tasks, okay? Sheet reference, how to refer a sheet. You are in different sheet, but how to work with a different sheet, how to give the sheet reference and what you do with the sheet. Like change the sheet name, create new sheet, delete sheet, hide or unhide the sheet, change the tab color, move sheet from one position to another position, all that. Then I'll go to workbook reference. Okay. How to create a new workbook. How many ways you can work with a workbook. What is the difference between this workbook and active workbook and how to refer a workbook name. How to create a new workbook, how to close the workbook, how to take data from other workbook to different workbook. Maybe when you are doing data consolidation, you need to open the existing workbook to copy paste all that, right? How to do that, that you are going to learn. And one more option, some get and set methods. Like example, suppose you have a color to particular cell. You want to apply the same color, but you don't know what color you applied. So suppose if you take the same thing, whatever color you have in A1 cell, the same color I want to apply to some different cell. So set method. Set means apply this color, this cell color to this cell. Same color. I am not giving the color name. Suppose I am giving A1 dot color equal to red. Red means what? It will apply red color. But from other cell, from other object, you want to apply to different object. Then we use this get and set methods. So I'll tell you some list of get and set methods. Then we are going to learn variables concept. This is our actual macro code will start. All these are basic things. Then we'll start with the variables, color codes, error types, loops concept. In loops, you will have 4 different kinds of loops. Loops, you will have so many examples. I'll take different more than 15 or 20 examples I'll take only on loops. Because if you know how to use that if condition and loop, in most of the projects you will have that options. So you need to learn that. Then I'll go for if condition, conditional loop, how to use combinations if with the loops combinations, LR and LC, like how to find out last row and last column. Every time when you are opening the workbook, suppose I want to do data consolidation only, you will open 10 different workbooks. How do you know how many rows data you have to copy the data? Whether I need to copy from A1 to A10 or A1 to A15, I don't know that, right? You need to find out the last row or last column. How to find out that? Remove duplicate options, filter option, sorting option. Okay. So
Right.
using all this, you are going to do one data consolidation, segregation project. Segregation and data consolidation also I'll explain. And then some other loops. Then set option. What is set option? I'll tell you. This is again important. For each loop, we use to work with the objects. Example, do you know how many sheets are there in this workbook? We don't know. If you
No.
want to run the loop, you need to give for x equal to 1 to 10. If you want to work with 10 sheets, 20 sheets, 1 to 20 like that. But if you don't know the count, then for each sheet in this workbook, so it will
Right.
each and every workbook. Or you will give a folder, each workbook. Each is when you want to run object loop, then we will use for each loop. Using for each loop, again, you are going to do some project. That is again important concept. Then functions, how to create your own function. Example, if something is not available in Excel, let's take an example like I have 1000. Okay, 1000 number. When you are creating some invoices, you need to convert that into word also. That 1000 rupees only. That word I need to write. And I don't want to type it. Based on the number, it should give me the text. For that, you don't have any formula in Excel. So you can create your own function using VBA code. That function you can use in Excel.
Okay.
Means user defined functions. Okay. So, and Excel functions, how to use in VBA code, that we look a function, sum if function, match function, whatever functions you are using in Excel, how to use that using VBA code. And in VBA also you have some list of functions. So how to use VBA functions, how to use Excel functions in VBA, and how to create your own functions. And then errors, how to handle the errors. Scope of the variables, just now, like scope of the variables means that variable will work in the entire project or all the projects, or that variable will work only in that macro. So based on the variable declaration, the scope will depend. So you will have scope of the variables, 3 different types of variable types. With examples, I'll tell you. Okay. And then VBA functions, user defined functions, by value and by reference, I'll tell you what is that. And then arrays concepts, boxes. Boxes are like input box and output box. Output box is nothing but a message box. Just now I showed you. After executing your macro, you want to give some message like data executed, data consolidated successfully, or data segregated successfully. Some message. That is message box. Input box is it is asking for enter your name. You will enter your name, and maybe it will store in the backend. Or enter, I want to get sum of 2 numbers. Enter first number. Say okay. Again, it will ask you for enter second number. Say okay. It will give you output. If you are giving input, then it is input box, and giving something output, then that is a message box. There you will have again some yes or no concepts. Still, do you want to continue? Yes or no? That kind of options also you will have in boxes. So you will have more examples about it. Okay, cancel button, abort button, retry button. So all this. And then file dialog box. File dialog box means, you know, you want to open a workbook. What you have to do? You have to give the path manually. Some C drive, desktop, then some batch number, and this is the file name. So will that work in other systems? No, because path is not the same. So the macro will work only in your system. But in file dialog box, it will show you like this. Like this. Macro disable, I think. Okay, fine. It will show you like this a pop-up, okay? Like this. You will select the file. From that file, it will take the path, file name, everything. You won't give any file path or file name. This is a file dialog box. You can select folder or file. If you select a folder, you want to consolidate all the files from the folder. Or you want to work with only single file, you will select that file. So that if you are using file dialog box concept, that macro will work in any system, because based on the selection, it will pick the path and file names. That file dialog, then using that some consolidation using file dialog box means if you select a folder, it will take all the files from the folder and it will do the data consolidation. Okay. After this, all these concepts, I'll go for user forms. I showed you just now, right? User forms. And finally, let's take how to send automatic emails using Outlook, and how to connect with the database, maybe SQL Server or MS Access database. One I'll do. That will be our macros.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Then.
Can we do advanced Excel and this macros simultaneously or?
No, if you are able to understand, then fine. If you don't know anything about Excel, first
I'm able to understand everything of what you say.
you know what is pivot table, what is chart, all that, right? Then you can go parallelly.
Okay.
Then no problem.
But I should anyway do the advanced Excel, right? I mean.
If you don't know all the concepts,
Yeah.
just to go through that video, you will get some idea, like, right? So then you can decide.
Who takes the advanced Excel?
My batch only morning,
Morning.
7:30 to 9 from Monday to Friday. Weekend VBA started morning. We have one more batch also, 9:30 to 11. Advanced Excel. That is also some days batch.
11 on the
Weekdays.
weekdays, every day.
Every day, Monday to Friday again. Just check that also. No options. Okay. Any other questions? All good? Got some idea?
Yes. Good actually.
Yeah. Okay, then by end of tomorrow, you can able to write your own macro, I guess. I'll give some tasks also tomorrow. You can able to create your own tables and you can open the. Yeah.
Things dot color we have used.
Hmm.
It comes like property plus method, some property, object plus property.
Hmm.
So one more we have used pen dot throw direction, object plus method,
Hmm.
two different.
Hmm.
You can use two different,
At a time?
no, not at a time, individual based on requirement, you can do. No, what I mean, say object method and property together we have to use or object
No.
plus method.
Whether you want to use method or property, compulsory you have to give the object name first.
Yes, object name matter.
Mandate in every case. So method means
Whether we have to decide whether I have to use method or property, I have to.
based on your requirement, you want to create a sheet. It's a method. Okay. You want to change the sheet name. It is a property. So one by one line we will write in the code. So that step by step, whatever you created a sheet. After creating the sheet, you want to change that sheet name.
Okay.
Okay. After creating the sheet name, maybe you want to change the tab color of that particular sheet. And that sheet is created at the end, but I want to move to first position. So the flow
Sequence.
sequentially, you need to give the statement, so it will perform like.
But in this case, we have used only object and method based on requirement. Means dot color.
Big dot color is just I try to give different examples. So
Then dot.
pen dot throw. I want to throw a pen. So it's a method. Just to give you clarity on what is method and what is property.
Differentiated.
Yes.
Jump.
Yes.
But we can use together like what we are doing.
Yes. Sequentially, one by one step. Each line is one task or one step.
I have created new workbook and in that new workbook I want to change the name, I can change the name. Again, if I want to do the color, I can use the
Yes.
prop.
You want to see, you want to create a new workbook. You through code, you created a new workbook. After creating the workbook, you changed the name to data consolidation. Okay. So after that, I want to open the existing workbook. I opened it. Then I want to copy data from there. I copied to this data consolidation one. So after copying it, that workbook is not required for me. I closed it. Then I'm opening a different workbook. Then I'll copy and paste here. Then again, I'll close that work. So step by step instructions. Okay. Good.
Every session will be recorded and sent to.
Yes. Every session we will record.
Also Excel also.
Yes, Excel also. Okay, Ashok and Shyam, hope you don't have any questions.
No questions.
Okay, great. So we'll continue tomorrow then, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Ashok,
you,
you
ma'am.
can go through that video, today's recorded video, so that you
Yes,
will
ma'am.
get some basic idea, okay?
Definitely.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
thank you, thank you. Okay,
Excel is also 1 month course. No?
1 minute. Please.